I have two cards to share with you today from Pretty Pink Posh's June release. Hey everyone, it's Joy here and welcome to my channel. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is products from Pretty Pink Posh's June release. I've been a guest designer this month for them. I love it. Their stuff is so darling. So I'm going to start with that Sunburst pierced plate on some Seaside cardstock. And that is so pretty. So this is going to be our backdrop to our cute flamingo. I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending with salvaged patina around the outside edges. I'm also going to be doing some splattering. So let's start with a little bit of ink blending just to give it a little extra detail. So I'm going to go around the edges nice and lightly because you can just build up your color. I did not want to start off too dark and give this a fun little background. Now for both of my cards, I am going to be using this Sunburst pierced plate die. This one I'm doing it on color cardstock. The second one I'm going to be doing it on white cardstock. So I'm going to use these markers from scrapbook.com. This is the dragon fruit. I'm going to be using sand and white, and then on my last card I'm going to be using sea foam. But these are fun markers. You can just squeeze out that ink a little bit and start splattering all over the background. And it's easy just to wipe up. And here is the white one. Although my bristles were acting a little funny, so I had to trim a couple of them off. Obviously when I put it in my lid, it like smushed some of the bristles. It was kind of funny. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside to dry while we put together this darling flamingo. So I have this is blush cardstock. I'm using Kitsch Flamingo, and I also have this little ice cream here. So that's the legs and one of the ice cream pieces. Then I have picked raspberry on 2-2 cardstock for my pink flamingo. Now this flamingo holds things. So when you die cut it, the inside feathers are die cut all the way through partially, so you can lift them up and tuck things in. So our pink flamingo is going to be holding a triple decker Neapolitan ice cream cone. So I just think that's really cute. Whenever I make ice cream cones with dies, I can't ever just have one layer because number one, I always have 2 scoops, but all my critters or characters or whatever's going on, it needs to have 3 scoops. So this little pink flamingo is no different. So we have our vanilla layer for our Neapolitan ice cream. We have our chocolate layer. We have our cone here. I'm using gathered twigs. I'm also going to be using scorched timber for this chocolate here. This is truffle cardstock. So now everything has an ink blend. Let's start putting this together. We've got our cute little pink legs here. I just think this pink flamingo is so cute. It's such a good size because it fills up this card, A2 size card, really nicely. And then we have the beak, the little black tip to the beak. Oh my gosh, so cute. And this ice cream cone is die cut from the Summer Holder Editions die. In the pink flamingo die, there is a starfish that it can be holding, but if you do the Summer Holders Edition die, there is tons of things. Ice cream cones, popsicles, sunglasses, a beach ball, a bucket, seashells, I know that drinks, I think. Don't hold me to that I don't remember. Lots of things in the die though. So let's have our pink flamingo. I'm going to tuck it under the wing there with a little bit of glue, and it's got its little ice cream cone with the cherry on top. Then I'm using the large summer shadow die. Although on this one I am not using the shadow, but I did die cut it 3 times from black cardstock, and I'm going to layer it on top of each other. This gives you a nice chunky sentiment, and I'm using a really thick cardstock. So depending on how thin your cardstock is, you might have to do more layers, but this is how you get some dimension because you're not fitting, you know, foam adhesive behind this. So, and I like to have my die cut sentiments to have some dimension. So I'm going to place that down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp the word happy, and I'm using that from the Happy Summer die, I believe, or sentiment, excuse me. And then foam adhesive behind our pink flamingo. And I did die cut some dark pink flowers. I only ended up using the yellow flowers. And the yellow cardstock is a gorgeous soft yellow. And that I'm using scrapbook.com's classic yellow cardstock for that. Let me add a little foam adhesive under the foot there. So it looks like it's standing on the word summer, which I think is really cute. So again, I'm not going to use those darker pink flowers. I am going to use the yellow flowers, and I have 3 of them, and that's what I'm going to use. I think that ends up being perfect. I like that pop of yellow on top of everything else, and I still need to stamp the word happy. So we're going to do that here in just a second if I can quit throwing all of my tools. So in my Misty, yeah, I think this is the Happy Summer stamp set. I'm going to stamp that with black ink and then trim that out with my paper trimmer, and then we can add that to our first card here. How cute is this? And these will be on white A2 size card bases. I'm going to use a little bit of a gel pen to add some highlights to some areas. This just gives it a really nice finished detail. It's not something that you have to do, but it really kind of packs a punch if you do it. Let's add that to the body of the flamingo, just in a few areas, and I don't want to overdo. Sometimes I really like to add highlights. Okay, so this is the Summer Sips stamp set. There's 4 drinks. Then you can see I have 2 of the leaves, a flower, and some citrus wedges, a wedge and a slice. I'm using Olo markers on their Olo cardstock. It blends really nicely. And if you need this to slow down, you can hit the little gear button and slow it down on YouTube. So we've got our lime here. I'm going to do the slice as an orange. And then we have 4 fun drinks. These were super fun to color because I feel like you can color it whatever color you want, because I can't imagine there's not a drink that wouldn't match it, a real life drink that wouldn't match it, you know? So I'm just going to go with it and just have a fun time coloring all of these. I did use a really light teal for all the glass. I kept that all the same, so I'm going to color all those little pieces and parts that's just the glass, like the stems, the rims, the part that doesn't have the drink in it, and then I can go back in and start coloring all of the drinks. There's umbrellas and straws. I did try to keep it simple, so I kind of repeated colors, which is nice because you're not pulling out so many colors of markers to color these images. But we're going to kind of do this orange here. I love that there's little ice cubes in it. I mean, I just think these are such cute little stamp and dies, or coordinating dies to this, which I love, but these little stamps are so cute. So I'm using a darker and a lighter. Again, keeping it really, really simple. This one I couldn't wait to color because I knew I wanted to do it in a pink, orange, and yellow kind of running into each other. So I'm using 2 colors of each, a darker and kind of a medium color, or a medium and a light, just depending on, you know, how dark or light you want it, but blending into each other nicely. So we have the pink, the orange, and then we're going to do the yellow. So cute. Then the top one I think is going to be a lemonade, and then we have a pink drink in our little margarita glass. What made me decide to do it pink is that the pink and green I think is a fun color combination. So we have the lime in there and then doing the pink, so that's perfect. So I used 3 colors of pink in that one. We have a little strawberry on top of this, but it's going to be a lemonade. So I was thinking, ooh, a strawberry lemonade, even though it's going to be traditional lemonade, maybe with strawberries in it. And then we have that flower that I'm going to color in a pink, and I will use all the coordinating dies to die cut out these images. But these were really a quick color. Once I had my color scheme, super fast and easy. I'm going to tape those in place with low tack tape and then run that through my die cut machine, and then we can start putting our second card together. So remember I said I die cut from white cardstock using that Sunburst pierced plate, and I'm using salvaged patina to just kind of start at the center and ink blend outwards, leaving the outside edges white. I wanted a little bit of color, and then I'm doing my splatter with the Seafoam marker from scrapbook.com. And then I have die cut the word summer again. I did that twice with black cardstock, and I'm going to adhere that to my white shadow piece, and we can place that right in the center of the Sunburst, which is what I wanted to do. Pop that right in the center. And the reason why I wanted this background way light is because I wanted all of those drinks to pop. And then I added the greetings sentiment. And I almost think that was from the summer sips, but I can't remember. And then, excuse me, foam adhesive behind all of the drinks. I'm going to put those around. And then our other little pieces, I'm just going to tuck one around in each area, and behind each little drink, I guess, which is an area. So I'm just going to play with where things are going to go. I'm not going to think too hard. Sometimes I tend to overthink these things, and I'm just going to pop these guys in place. And I love how this card turned out. I think it's so fun, colorful, playful. And then we'll take a look at these up close here in just a second. Tuck that flower there. Look at that pink flamingo. Oh, it's so cute. Love that ice cream. The large summer die, and then these fun, colorful drinks. Turned out so super cute. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed these projects. I hope you feel inspired by them, and I hope you guys have a really wonderful day. Bye.